There we go, lots of people jumping in here. All right, guys, I'm gonna cut a jackfruit up. This is from our buddies at Melissa's Produce. I'm gonna show you some tips and tricks. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have on jackfruit as well. And let's do this. So jackfruit has a natural resin inside of it, and it can get you sticky. It's probably there to protect itself, so I'm gonna teach you how to get around that. And the way we're gonna do that is using a smaller knife, pretty sharp. Sylvia, this is a jackfruit. We're gonna get into the middle of it right now. And the other way to combat against this resin is going to be using a little bit of spray oil. So I'm gonna spray my hands. Minneapolis, what's going on? So, and then I'm gonna spray the knife down a little bit too. And here we go. Shall we get into it? Excellent, so this is what you do. So this one is ripe, it's very floral. Fun fact, the juicy fruit gum, the flavor that was developed to mimic this jackfruit. So it's a little one too, and this is super ripe, it's gonna be good. I'm gonna start by taking the end off right here. And some people are saying, yeah, it's a good meat replacement. Yeah, totally, absolutely. People are using it now as a vegan meat. So there's pods in here. So what I like to do is I'm gonna take that top part off first until I start to see the kind of the fruit pods. And I'm just starting to see that. I'm trying to open up to camera for you guys and go a little deeper this time. And there we go. All right, check it out. So I'm starting to see the fruit on the inside, and there's gonna be pods that run along the inside. And if I wasn't wearing gloves, I would feel this super sticky resin that it produces to protect itself. So again, I'm gonna spray down my gloves, spray down. What's up, Belize? How are you? And now I'm gonna score the fruit. This first cut is gonna kind of tell me where the lobes of fruit are gonna hang out. We're pretty far away from the fires, George. So I'm gonna take my knife tip, and I only wanna go in about the depth of where the fruit starts. So check it out. I'm gonna go in and score. I'm gonna cut the end off too. That's just how I like to do it, because I want a flat side in case I have to do this. And then I'm gonna score, and I'm gonna score it in quarters, because I'm gonna try to find where the lobes are. And as we get deeper into it, I can split this thing up. As I split this open, I'm just gonna score deeper. And there's a core down the middle of it that really is kind of what holds it all together. So what's going on with you guys out there? Concord, North Carolina, Kelsey, that's awesome. Let's see, great to hear. Greg Adams, that's awesome. Okay, so now I'm getting into the middle of it. I'm gonna go a little deeper now. I'm trying to come in between the fruit, and I think I've found a pocket that is in between the fruit. There we go. So I'm gonna go deeper into the middle, split this thing open, and try to find the lobes. I know, 2K viewers. Here we go, we're getting into the middle of it now. All right. So we've got half the jackfruit open, all right? Now, as you can tell from a cross section, the fruit pods come from the middle out. So there's a dead center, and then the fruit pods are from the outside. And I'm gonna try to get you guys beautiful lobes of jackfruit here. A lot of viewers, 2.8 thousand, that's pretty awesome. Other common questions. So I'm cutting the center mass where the lobes begin. That's what I'm doing right now. So I can expose more fruit. Okay, and we're trying to get these, what I call lobes of fruit. And here's one lobe, guys. Pulled off one lobe of fruit. And you know the lobe of fruit is yellow versus the pith, which is white. So that's perfect. That's one perfect lobe right there. I'm gonna taste this. And ripe jackfruit should taste like juicy fruit gum, right? And if you don't get that flavor, and it's really more white and kind of anemic looking, it's probably unripe. But why people eat jackfruit as a replacement, I'm taking the pith. See, the pith comes out, and I get the perfect lobes of fruit. There you go. And I'll line those lobes up. They eat this as a replacement for meats because if you take a look at the structure, the fibrousness of jackfruit, it flakes like meat. And that's exactly the whole deal. So I'm gonna get a nice clean plate and harvest these lobes for you. What am I gonna do with it? Well, this is a ripe jackfruit. It's the peak of fresh ripeness, and it's sweet. So I'm gonna hold it and eat it as dessert, firstly. And what I could do with it later is, you can cook it down with a little coconut milk. I can make desserts with it. I could dry it. There's so many things to do. So if you have any questions about jackfruit, guys, populate them down below. But I'm just gonna continue to harvest lobes of jackfruit as I talk about it. What's up, Oregon? Bushy, what a cool name. And it really pulls like pork. So even the pithy parts that aren't the sweet fruit parts, you can cook that. You can cook it down in barbecue sauce. You can cook it with any kind of seasoning. I think about tacos. You can make anything you want. And because I'm using gloves and occasionally spraying down my hands, right? I'm not getting the problem that you usually get with jackfruit, which is the resin that is protecting itself. Allison wants to know, how long will this last in the fridge? Well, Allison, as is, if I pack it like in, I'm getting jackfruit stuck in my teeth. It's chewing like gum. It'll last in the fridge probably, I don't know, if I take good care of it in a zippy bag, I'm probably good for about a week to 2 weeks. But what I can do is also, I can put it in the freezer. I'm just trying to show you what the lobes look like. And I'm trying to pull the whitish parts, which are more fibrous, and get down to what's left, which is that center piece, which is full of sugar, full of floral amazingness. So there it is. All right, how do you know when jackfruit is ripe? That's a good question, we should answer that. And I have a jackfruit seed. Let me go back to the exterior of the fruit and show you what to look for. See that color. When the jackfruit is pulled off the tree, it's green, like dark, dark green, and it's firm, okay, like really, really firm. It starts to yellow, okay? And then it's still not quite ripe yet. It starts to smell like really sweet bananas and mango. But with that, because it's also producing gas as it's ripening, it's gonna be like bananas, mango, and again, so I'm on the inside now. I'm gonna show you how to strip these lobes out. It's like bananas, mango, and a little bit of fuel. I know it sounds weird, but it doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that's the off-gassing that it's creating. And then I pull the lobes from the inside, and I pull the yellow from the white pithy parts. And you're asking me, what am I spraying on my hands? I'm spraying just regular old canola oil. So brand-wise, it's Pam. If you're working in a commercial kitchen, it's Vegeline. But it's a very neutral oil because I don't want any flavor imparted. If I was really good, I'd save all these kind of pithy parts and I could cook those as well. But I'm really just harvesting the fruit out of here. So makes awesome faux pill pulled pork. Yeah, so again, guys, the most modern use for it is, plant-based people are using it as a meat substitute. A lot of that jackfruit, though, believe it or not, guys, is the unripe jackfruit. Can you use ripe jackfruit? Absolutely. But if you ever get a ripe jackfruit this ripe, I want you to actually eat it like fruit, because nothing's like it. It's so sweet and floral. So there it is. All right, I've taken half this jackfruit down. I didn't want to keep you guys, so I'm just kind of carving from the inside out until I see the next lobe of fruit. What's up? Hey Kendra, hey Juju. So a lot of good viewership here. So check it out. I've harvested these beautiful loaves of jackfruit. So from this, cut in half, you see the big kind of spine that runs in the middle. I just cut around the spines to get under the lobes, and I'll pull the lobes out. How many pods will you get from that fruit? Well, that's a good question. I think that you probably should get about 50% yield, which means if a jackfruit is 10 pounds, friends, how much fruit are you gonna get out of it that's actually eating, right? Becky's a pescatarian, loves jackfruit. So again, it smells like juicy fruit, right? If it's not ripe, would you leave it on the counter? So here's a go, that's a good question. I got this from Melissa's Produce. I have harvested all the jackfruit out of it. I could start pulling this out later for pork, and I can do that, I'll leave that there. I've got a half of it left to do, but see how easy it is if you know how to kind of cut it? The question was, this is so phenomenal. I'm really enjoying this. If it's not ripe yet, if you pull it from the store and it does smell fruity, it will ripen, right? That's the key, you hear me? If it smells fruity, like bananas, mangoes, or that kind of floral tropical fruit smell, it will continue to ripen, so leave it in a room temperature. Do not refrigerate it yet. And then, so I've had this jackfruit for about 4 days now. So again, I want to show you how I cut the spine and I tear, and it starts to expose the fruit, right? It looks like giant bell peppers. Yeah, I think you're exactly right. See what the little lobes look like? So we talked about yield. You get about 50% yield. We talked about gloving up and using oil to protect your fingers. We talked about pulling the inner sweet lobes, which are very yellow versus kind of whitish, which are very tough. As you get the yellow pieces out of it, it gets super sweet and super floral. So some other people are going, hey, that's a durian. Yeah, durian's a different fruit. It looks similar-ish. It's got larger spikes, way more sharp. They grow a lot bigger. Actually, jackfruit can get up to 40, 50 pounds. Durian well. And durian has a very pungent, garlicky aroma. Jackfruit, once you cut it, it has a very clean floral sweetness. It really does smell like juicy fruit gum. So, and I think that's why whoever created juicy fruit was like, we need to make this. We need to make this. So anyway, okay for diabetics. I don't know enough about how this fructose applies to your blood sugar, so don't quote me. But I would ask, what am I making with it, Erica? I'm gonna actually eat it first. I'm gonna give it away to some friends because it's so perfectly ripe in this stage. And then I'll save some of it and I'll pull it and I'll maybe cook down to make tacos. So how does that sound? So Chris Elliott just started following, but watching for years. Thanks so much, man. We appreciate you. Lucas, I live in Canada, never tried it. If I could find it. So yeah, do check outside kind of those gourmet stores. You might be able to get it. Dude, I have harvested all the jackfruit out of here in just the amount of minutes. If you know what you're doing, it could be simple, super simple. Is the pith fruity tasting too? No, not at all. This rubbery outside, it chews like really, really stringy rubber. And that's why when you cook this stuff, rubbery stuff, you get pulled pork. This saved for fruit. But you can also find jackfruit canned, friends, at a lot of South Asian markets. And those are unripe jackfruit, and you can cook that like meat. So, there it is. How you guys been? I made jackfruit from jackfruit. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. I love you watching guys' grocery games. Thank you very much. We're shooting that actually from home. We're doing some special versions right now. Great black splash. Thank you very much. Yeah, Moroccan tile. It's, you pick and choose moments where you spend money, right? Until you're crazy rich, which I'm not. So anyway, guys, leave any comments down below. I appreciate all the viewership. Thanks for being part of Team Tila. Ali and I are here for you, as always. If there's anything you want to see, you want me to cook, let me know. And Dustin and others, if you brought something to cook tomorrow, always tag us. We try to repost you. And that's it. I'm going to enjoy some jackfruit. And I'm going to look out for your comments, and I'm going to try to reply to the ones I didn't get to. All right? Have you tried Joe's smoked jackfruit? Yeah, for sure. I absolutely have. You can take this stuff inside, smoke it, and stew it. It'll eat just like pork. All right, friends. You guys are the best. It's good to see you. We'll see you very soon. Thanks for hanging out and being part of Team Tila. Have a great day.